Andy, we have now played this for, about an hour. We did the tutorial, played a couple matches together. What are your initial thoughts on Pokemon Unite?
I don't need to play it again.
Okay.
It's just not. It's not really my thing. It's the kind of thing where I think you do need like a team, like a dedicated full stack who want to like coordinate and do all the things and like figure out what you like a game plan and like coordinate your attacks and whatnot. And I think that's cool and all, but like it's not really my thing. And trying to go off and do my own thing doesn't really work in this game. It also doesn't really work in team shooters, but I do it anyway, and it still feels like a power trip when it works. But like this is the game where like in order to do well, you have to work together, and it's not like I don't know. It's not terribly fun otherwise.
Okay. I mean, just to rewind this back and talk about, Pokemon as a MOBA, I think it does a reasonable job of translating the Pokemon franchise and the characters into this gameplay format where, the characters have different moves and they level up and they evolve and get different attacks along the way. And it's been simplified and streamlined in a way that, as someone who's played a little bit of MOBAs and has been overwhelmed, like I kind of get it at this point. And to your point, there definitely seems to be value in playing as a team and coordinating your attacks. For example, Snorlax has a move, I think it's Yawn, that puts an opponent to sleep, and in those couple of seconds, if you can tell your teammates, I've put this person to sleep, now go and attack them, that's pretty great. But if you're not playing in a full squad, and to be fair, to the game's credit, it does have 4v4 and 3v3, which we haven't unlocked just yet, so it should be a little easier to get some semblance of that sort of teamwork going. But as a solo queue player, the MOBA experience as a whole feels kind of rough, where the actual core combat doesn't feel all that satisfying, and it's not necessarily a criticism of Pokemon Unite. I would levy this across, all of the MOBAs I've played. If anything, I feel like this is probably a little more interesting in the sense that I kind of felt a little more like when I pressed the punch button, Snorlax did the punch, sort of deal. But it doesn't feel like anything hits particularly hard or it's satisfying to look at on the screen, and you just kind of feel disconnected from the whole thing.
Yeah.
Again, that's more of a criticism of MOBAs as a whole rather than what Pokemon Unite is doing.
Yeah. And for me, it's not a criticism so much as it's just not my thing.
Okay.
Like I understand that's MOBAs are a thing for other folks, and like the fact that nothing hits particularly hard and you have to be more strategic, it works for them, and for me it just doesn't. But like
Okay.
that's on me. That's not on the MOBAs for being how they are.
Fair enough. And I can't speak too much to the particular execution of Pokemon Unite relative to other games in the space. I will say I've only played a little bit of Arena of Valor and a Lord of the Rings one, and those aren't exactly top tier mobile-like experiences. But between the three, the Pokemon one is the one that I'm the most interested in because it streamlines the core mechanics, and it has characters that I actually have a familiarity with and enjoy elsewhere. That said, I think at a fundamental level, the MOBA playstyle isn't necessarily my cup of tea, and some of the free-to-play stuff is really rough. How much it's going to cost to unlock these characters is really brutal. If you are playing this as a free-to-play player, you're gonna get a couple. You can unlock 2 characters through the challenge menu, and if you're playing it in the first month or so, you get Zeraora and they give you 1 character, so you got like 4 to start out with. But expanding beyond those 4 is going to be a real struggle bus unless you're throwing money at it, at which point you're throwing a lot of money at it because you can only buy one character at a time. They're different prices, and based on, you know, Canadian prices, it's going to cost roughly what, $12 to $14 per character.
Yeah, and that it does the MOBA or the free to play thing where you can buy gems, but they never correspond to anything that the cost of anything in the store. So you can't be like, oh, it cost me $10 to buy this character. Like, you have to do the math yourself, and like I hate it. I hate it so much. And while you were talking, I discovered another area in which you can press buttons and then it gets you stuff.
Where's that?
So if you go into the battle pass and then you hit ZR to go to missions, there's missions in there that are somehow different than the challenges in the challenge menu, and is different from the events in the events menu.
Oh my goodness.
No.
Oh, here we go.
Just on principle, I am not playing this game anymore. I mean, I'll play for the rest of the stream, obviously, but like once we're done, I'm tossing this game in the trash.
Wow. Wow, shots fired. Oh, what did I just do? Oh, hold on. Back out. And Meg says, Rip, I really want to dunk on people with Mr. Meme. Jenna says, we stand Randy and his opinions. Welcome back, Jenna. And Meg, if you're interested, like, it's free. Feel free to hop on, play it. We can coordinate something. Maybe instead of playing TCG, we try this one night. But I will probably just mostly play TCG rather than this. Jenna throwing up the Snorlax there too. Again, I'm not a MOBA expert, and clearly, based on the gameplay that you've seen thus far, we're not necessarily authority figures on the matter. It seems like it is an okay MOBA, but I'm just not into this style of game.
Yeah. Maybe to MOBA fans, this is a great game.
Yeah.
And it'll be right up there with League. Who knows?
And maybe for Pokemon fans, this is their introduction to that style of game, which they may really enjoy.